Hi there, welcome. Welcome to Why 5% Succeed. This is a show where we're talking about the tips, tools, tactics, and techniques that help you grow your business. Well, I'm your host, Elaine Starling, and I'm really delighted to chat with you today about the top 10 blog article formats that generate awareness, engagement, and leads for your business. Now, you might not know me. I'm Elaine Starling. I'm the President and Chief Innovation Officer for Starling Media Services, and we are a boutique marketing firm. We really focus on working with purpose-driven women entrepreneurs who have a huge vision for their business. They really want leaders. Legacy leaders are people who communicate very effectively with engaging ease. They're able to make a lasting difference, increase their profits, and have a very fulfilling and highly successful business, and that is the mission. Now, my clients call me a forward-thinking thought leader and marketing master because a number of my innovative programs have been incredibly successful. In fact, I've generated over $100 million for my clients over the years. I'm the author of the book, Why 5% Succeed, and it's called Why 5% Succeed, the 5 Principles of Predictable Profit. Obviously, I'm the host of the show podcast, and I've got a new book coming out very soon called How to Give Yourself a Raise. I'm a sought-after speaker, consultant, columnist, mentor, successful entrepreneur, and my passion is helping other people achieve that kind of success too. One of the cornerstones in today's marketplace is your ability to own media. Now, in other words, what I'm talking about is that you have a show of your own. You've got a podcast that you do regularly. You've got a magazine, a newsletter, or maybe a blog, and you end up creating a following. You aggregate an audience because your topic is timely and interesting. Now, according to the experts at Digital Marketer, I just got back from the 2015 Traffic and Conversion Summit. Owned media is a super hot trend. In fact, it's going to be the big key differentiator on who is able to outperform the competition. And frankly, blogging is one of the best and easiest ways to get your own media that you own and you control. And it will really differentiate you in the marketplace. Now, I want to start by talking a little bit about where blogging fits in the overall process. Because if you're like me, you've got tons of things to do. And you got to make sure that every single activity really counts, that it makes a difference. So I call it time stacking. This is when you do something once and it has a lot more impact than just one action. And blogging is a really, really fundamental thing. Let me explain why. Parts to your marketing funnel. The first part at the top is the awareness stage. And blogging, when it's done really well, incorporates your key search terms, it improves your search engine results, and it also might include links so that you're sharing your post directly to social media. There's a lot to do with your blog to generate more awareness at the top of your funnel. Now, from your blog, you're going to direct people to the middle part of your funnel. This is the consideration stage, and that's where you're capturing leads. So there might be special offers or opt-in forms, surveys, some sort of call to action. Well, of course, your blog can incorporate all of those things too. And I love to show my clients how to save a lot of time by nesting all those things together into one simple system. Time stacking is so important to really busy business owners. Now, again, the top stage is awareness, the middle stage is consideration, and that lower stage is the closing phase. Now, that part is where you do lead nurturing. This might be your email autoresponder sequences, your workflows, your lead management. And of course, your blog can really help you with lead nurturing too. So a well-done blog handles all 3 stages of your funnel, the awareness, consideration, and close stages. And that's why it's so incredibly powerful. Now, obviously, you understand that blogging is important and where it fits in the overall process. So let's talk about the things that we're really here to cover today. And I hope you'll grab a pen and a piece of paper because I'm covering a whole lot of things with 3 simple topics. The first one is just how powerful a blog can really be for your business. Secondly, we're going to talk about the 10 different types of blog article formats that really engage your audience. Because of course, if you want to move them through the funnel, you need to make sure you're engaging the audience. And then thirdly, I'm going to share some cool tools that make blogging fast and fun. At least 2, maybe a few more. Now, I love research data, looking for the latest tips and tools and trends. And what we've been able to discover about the impact of blogging, it's really interesting. Did you know that small businesses that have blogs generate 126% more leads, 126% more leads just by having a blog? Interesting content is one of the top 3 reasons why people will actually follow your media. And 87% of consumers trust advice and information that they find on blogs. Companies that have a blog have 97% more inbound links, because it improves your search engine results across the board. Business-to-business marketers who use blogs generate 67% more leads. Websites that have blogs attached have 434% more indexed pages and more indexed links on search engines. Again, that's really important because that means the search engines can find you. And of course, being found is so important in that awareness stage. 69% of businesses are attributing their lead generation success specifically to blogging. 86% of people who are identified as influencers are bloggers. 61% of consumers have made a purchase based on a blog post that they read. And 70% of consumers are learning about a company through articles and blog posts, not advertising. Powerful, powerful stats. So clearly, a blog is a very, very powerful marketing tool for your business. Now, there are 3 main reasons why entrepreneurs and small business owners like you want to blog. Well, 76%, because you really want to share your professional expertise. You've got some insights that are incredibly valuable, and you want to get that information out there. 70% of people, you want to gain professional recognition. You want to establish that influencer status, be a legacy leader, right? So 70% of you are blogging for that reason. 68% of you are blogging because it's part of your strategy to attract new clients. Now, blogs are so powerful because they foster more social media interactions. Prospects and clients engage with you, the more they become to know, like, and trust you, and you have an opportunity to better understand their needs. When all that happens, you get more sales. It's pretty straightforward. The more you can foster that interaction and engagement, the more sales you generate. So hopefully you're completely convinced about the power and impact of blogging and why it's so important for you right now. Now, I get it. You've got a lot going on, and there's probably a few things that you're scratching your head and going, yeah, but you might be thinking, well, you're in a really competitive marketplace. There are a lot of other people blogging, and you're worried about how on earth are you going to stand out from everybody else, right? Well, you might also be a little worried about what to blog about. There's so many different topics. There's so much stuff to cover. Where could you focus? What could you say in your blog? Maybe you're concerned that setting up a blog is really complicated or confusing or time consuming. And then, of course, the blogging itself, you might be worried that that could take a lot of time and organization. You might feel like your business is a smart marketing strategy, but you're just not sure that you can give it the time or the attention that's required in order to be really effective. And I totally get it. I get it because I've been there. I used to feel that way too. I was super stressed about blogging until I realized how much, and most importantly, I discovered some great tools that make blogging so much easier than ever before. It's free for you. And I just want to promise you that by the end of the show, you're going to see how blogging can be easy, engaging, and very, very effective for your business. So one of the first things I want to talk about, I promised that we would talk about the top 10 blog article formats that generate awareness and engage. Let's get started. I hope you've got a pen and paper handy so you can write some of these things down. Number one, top infographics. Infographics are huge. It doesn't matter if it's an infographic you've created or something that somebody else has created. It is the most popular blog content right now. People are really interested in finding a lot of great information consolidated into a simple structure that they can follow, and the graphics make it really engaging. It pulls the eye in when you've got a combination of charts and graphs and images along with stats and data. All of that is really, really compelling to your readers. So infographics are far and away the number one most popular blog content. Number two, great blog content are checklist posts. Checklist posts. Your clients, your prospects need to accomplish something. Maybe it's how to write a blog post, right? So you could create a checklist of the 10 things to think about and the order to do them in, so that your prospects, your readers, don't miss a single step. The Checklist Manifesto. But that book has proven that checklists can increase productivity by as much as 40%. 40% increase in productivity. That's nothing to sneeze at. And your readers are very interested in being more productive. I'm convinced that's a big reason why checklists are such an incredibly popular blog format. Now, the third really popular blog format, giant list posts. I know, sounds crazy, doesn't it? But if you can put together a list of different things, like ideally 25 different things on your topic, it's something that's really interesting and important to your readers. Like maybe you identify the top 25 authorities and influencers in your industry and what they have to say about a specific topic. Well, this particular blog post is going to include images that are specifically designed for Pinterest, videos, graphs, charts. Think of it as kind of like an infographic, but instead of being an infographic, it's a list blog. People love lists. It's part of the reason why are so popular. It's a list of different results that you can find. It's great. Okay, so the fourth popular blog article format are the how-to and tutorial posts. Those are always really, really high value favorites. How-to or tutorial. That could be a video post if you want to do that. It could be the steps of what's involved. It's kind of like a checklist, but it's a little bit different because a how-to or tutorial might go into more detail, and it might explain why each step is there and why it's so important. A checklist is much more direct and to the point. It just says, first do this, then do that, then do this, then do that, right? So a how-to or tutorial goes into a lot more detail. The fifth type of blog post is a resource post. You know how helpful it is to have a list of resources at your fingertips for a specific topic. We'll put together the best links or websites that contain specific information your readers are looking for, and that's a really compelling blog post. They're always going to stop by and read your post if you're providing great resources on a regular basis. All right, the sixth type of blog article post is something called link bait. Link bait post. Okay, link bait is when the content is so interesting or controversial that it causes other bloggers to link back to your post so that they can join in the conversation or refute what you're saying or reference some of the information that you've provided. And I find that true legacy leaders always take a stand on their beliefs and on their priorities. And they provide link bait posts on a regular basis on their topic, because getting the dialogue conversation started is really, really fundamental to being a strong leader. Okay, the seventh type of post is a comparison post. So with a comparison post, imagine comparing why certain things are the same or different. It's sort of like the pros and cons of different products or different books that you've read. Anything that you have evaluated, provide a comparison post, because you're saving your readers some time and effort. They need to understand how you're thinking about things. And that allows them to understand if you really get them and you'd be a great resource for them or not. So comparison posts where you're reviewing the pros and cons of different products or books or a situation, even attending a trade show, can be very, very powerful. The 8th type of post is a definition post. This is where you're explaining something about your business or about your industry and how it works. If readers ask you about something, you can always send them a link to your definition post, and it's really, really highly shareable. I'm very involved in Women Impacting Public Policy, and WIP, Women Impacting Public Policy, has their economic blueprint on their website. That is a full definition post because they've identified the 8 different components required for business success. It's things like access to capital, access to great internet connections, things like that. And just these really define how effective a business can be and whether it can contribute to the economy or not. Somebody wants to understand what are those economic influencers. Anybody associated with Women Impacting Public Policy, even you, could write a blueprint. In fact, you could comment on it. That'd be a really good strategy for you. The 9th type of highly effective blog article post are before and after posts that prove your specific method of how to make something work. Think of this as a case study, okay? Case study posts that walk someone through the situation that your client was facing, the resources they had available, the timeline and challenges they needed to address, the action that was taken, and the results that were attained. When you go through that process, you're revealing again your thinking, your approach, your methodology, and it's very compelling to your prospects. They're looking for the strategies and stats that will make a difference in their business. And if you've got that cold, you've got that solid, it's very compelling to them. That's why it's such an effective strategy. Okay. I really want to encourage you to share your insights. There's a ton of information out there. In fact, we are drowning in information. I think the current estimate is that you're exposed to over 9,000 different messages every single day. And the human brain can really absorb 4 or 5 new things in a day. That's it, 4 or 5. So trying to break through the overwhelm for your clients, the best thing you can do is provide insight, not information. Not just information. Obviously, there's some information involved, but there's insight on top of that. You're explaining why it's important. You're providing about a product or a person or a business, anything. Create a review and add to an ongoing conversation about that specific topic or person or product or business or industry or what. Add your voice, add your opinion, because your insights about what's really going on, why it's important, and the difference it will make to someone's business really makes you attractive. Highly effective strategy. Now, I said I was going to share the top 10, but I'm going to go a little bit overboard. I know we've got some time, so I'm going to share 5 more great blog articles that can really help you generate awareness and create engagement with your prospects. What about number 11? This is where you find an expert and you interview them about something fabulous that they've done, or maybe something they've got a new book coming out. Well, one great way to find experts that you want to blog about or interview for your blog is to post on helpareporterout.com, HARO.com. So just Google Help a Reporter Out and you'll be able to find the link. When you go there, you can sign up two different ways. You can sign up to be a resource to somebody who is a reporter, who has a blog, and you could be interviewed by them. It's a very good thing for you to do for your business. But secondly, if you have a blog, you can put down the kind of experts you're looking for and who you want to interview. And you'll get dozens of people who are really interested in being featured in your magazine or on your show or in your blog, right? So it's a great way to find experts that you could interview. And of course, research who the leaders are in your industry and reach out to them. In fact, that's number 12 strategy. Say you'd like to connect with an authority in your industry. Well, reach out to them to interview them, but you could also do a showcase blog about them in order to break the ice. You could actually write about them before you interview them. It could be a great way to even introduce yourself and explain why you're so excited to meet them and support them in what they're doing. Now, number 13 is called a social media update post. And this is where you're reporting on the highlights over the entire week from your Twitter, your LinkedIn, your Facebook, or Google Plus feed. And this is a brief, informative social update post. The hot things that have been happening throughout the week. That's what you're covering. And you're gleaning this all from your social media profiles and all the posts that you've done and all the posts that you've been following too. That's what you're summarizing in that kind of a post. Okay. The 14th post are your fan appreciation posts. This is where you're letting fans, followers, know that you're listening. You might even invite them to ask questions, and then you could create a blog post that answers those specific questions. It's a very powerful way to generate interest and attention, because if you're fans and followers, you're willing to answer their specific questions, makes you much more approachable and much more interesting. Definitely generates awareness. So number 15, and one of my favorites, I call it cool tools. And my husband always teases me about my accent. Cool tools posts. There are a ton of great tools and apps and plugins and you name it that your readers, your prospects would love to learn about. There's so much stuff going on. There's new stuff invented every day. Trying to keep track of it is so overwhelming. When you can summarize some cool tools on a periodic basis, it's really great for your prospects. And it's really good link bait. Remember we talked about link bait earlier? People will want to link to that and interact with that and share some other cool tools that they've discovered when you share yours. Now, you might be worried that you could have writer's block, or you're a little unsure what to write about in your blog. There are some great free resources that will help you get immediate ideas. For example, HubSpot, H-U-B-S-P-O-T, HubSpot. They offer a blog topic generator that's super easy to use. You enter 3 different nouns that relate to your topic, and the generator comes up with a week's worth of blog titles. It's a really great place for you to just get started, get the creative juices flowing. Now, you could also look to identify trending topics that pertain to your industry. A great resource here is Topsy, T-O-P-S-Y, Topsy, T-O-P-S-Y. They are reviewing the worldwide Twitter trends. Great place to identify hot new trends. Another cool resource is called Alltop, A-L-L-T-O-P, Alltop, A-L-L-T-O-P. It's a great reference tool for top read articles online. Now, you also want to monitor your top industry blogs. You want to look for reader questions and reader comments. That can spark some good ideas on blog posts that you might want to talk about. And of course, you could link back to that original discussion. I also encourage you to check out the top stories on news sites too. You're going to look for 2 things. You're going to look for the most viewed articles, because that indicates a high level of interest in the topic and the headline, okay? The most emailed articles indicates the level of engagement that people have with the topic. So those are two totally different things. Awareness is really about the headline and how compelling and enticing it is. And engagement is about the shareability of the article. So either way, you're going to get some really good inspiration for your next blog post. So check for both most viewed and most emailed articles. So I think it's time to switch gears and let's find a couple of really cool tools that make your blog super fast, super simple, and really, really easy to do, and add a ton of value to your readers, your viewers at the same time. Okay, I've got an absolute favorite tool. It's called Curation Soft. CURATIONSOFT. Curation Soft. CURATIONSOFT. And I love this. It's so easy to use. It has a split screen. Half of the screen is a keyword search. The other half is a blog post creator. Okay, so you put in a keyword or search terms. It could be a phrase or a single term, and then you decide the type of content you want. You might want images or videos or articles or whatever. So you put in the type of content you want, and then Curation Soft brings back a whole bunch of links that correspond to your keyword or your keyword phrase. And they're looking in some very specific places. They're looking at Google Blogs, Google News, all over Google Plus, Blekko Blogs, BLEKKO, and Blekko News. They're also checking out Facebook and Amazon, eBay, YouTube, Twitter, Flickr, Wikipedia, Wikimedia, Faru web search, SlideShare, RSS feeds, and Instagram. Yeah, it's pretty complete. They're looking all over the web to find highly relevant content for you. Now, you do need to links, review it, make sure that it's relevant to you, pick which ones you really want to use. Okay, so you found them over on the right side of your screen with the different links. The ones that you like, you just drag and drop over into the post builder on the other side of the screen. And then you add your comments around that link. Every single source that you link to in your blog receives attribution, and it automatically generates a ping back. If the source that you're linking to accepts pingbacks, then they will link back from that blog that you referenced to your blog. No more begging for backlinks, no more tons and tons of commenting. All you need to do is link to them when they've got something really informative and relevant that you're interested in talking about. And it's not a copyright issue. You don't have to worry about that because all of the content found through the Curation Soft engine is safe for you to use. Photos all have the proper license. Blog posts are all sourced and linked to. The YouTube videos you decide to use are embedded, and it's totally compliant with the terms of service, so you can't get into trouble. There's a special scheduling feature so you can decide when you want that post to go live on your blog. You can save a ton of time. If you're working on the weekend, you could put together 5 or 6 blogs and then have them go out at different times of the week, throughout the week. Curated content is a whole lot easier. It makes your blog a hot destination full of quality, filtered content. Remember, what people want is not a ton of information. They want crisp, clear, concise insight. They want actionable insight. And you're adding huge value by identifying what's most important for your prospects to pay attention to and why it's important to them. And then how they can use it, how they can take action on it. Okay, so Curation Soft is the biggie that I really wanted to share with you, but there's some other great tools that will increase the value and get more interaction, more engagement, and move people through the different parts of your funnel. So here's a few more for you to check out. Yoast.com, YOAST.com, Yoast. yoast.com. It's a free SEO plugin, search engine optimization plugin, that works with WordPress. So it will help you find great search terms so that you can embed those terms throughout your blog post. Really, really powerful, yoast.com. Now, one of the things that makes your blog very appealing, not only to readers, but also to search engines, is when you have your readers, you give your readers the ability to rate your posts, you know, like give it 3 stars, 5 stars, that kind of thing. Well, there's a really cool app, a plugin that allows you to do KK star ratings. So K is in kangaroo, K is in kangaroo, star ratings, plural. Do a Google search on that. And it's a plugin that allows your readers to rate your posts and give it a certain number of stars based on how useful they think the post is. It really helps with reader engagement, and it helps you get better blog results, search engine results. Now, another critical thing for you to consider is a tool that's an app that's called Scroll Top and Bottom. Scroll, S-C-R-O-L-L, top and bottom. Because it turns out that one of the key things Google's looking at is, do your viewers scroll below the fold? Are they just looking at the main part of the screen, the first thing they see on your blog? Or do they actually scroll down and read below the fold, further down on the stuff that's not seen right from the very first? One of the best ways to get people to scroll down and look at more of your post is to have a little scroll arrow image appear at the bottom. And of course, once they've scrolled down, you'll have another little image that's at the top, so they can go back up or they can go back down. And the Scroll Top and Bottom app puts a little scroll arrow image right where you need it. So it encourages readers to scroll to additional pages. They really do need simple instructions. Now, we are in the social economy. Your prospects, your clients, they want to interact with you. They want to use their voice. They want to be a part of the conversation. So let me give you an offline example of just how it can be. There was a study done using tips at a cash register. They were in a coffee shop and they wanted to see what could they do to boost tips after somebody bought a coffee. Well, they put 2 different tip jars and had a question on each one. Like, do you like Superman or Spider-Man? Are you an enterprise level solution or a small business? Are you a writer or are you a speaker? If you have 2 different things, well, then people vote with their tips. They saw a 400% increase in total tips just by facilitating participation, making it fun, making it interesting, making it, and you can do that on your blog too. Now, we've covered a lot about how powerful your blog can really be for your business. We covered not just the top 10 types to engage your audience, we covered 15, okay? And I wanted to share a few cool tools that make blogging fast and fun. I hope that I've added a lot of great information for you. Really enjoyed the show today. Please make sure that you're following the Why 5% Succeed channel on YouTube. Please comment on the show. Tell us what you like. Tell us what questions you have. And please share this show with colleagues. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific. Bye-bye.